Let's talk about the relationship between self and source. Our lived experience appears separate from source. So, practically speaking, we start from this perception of separateness. Philosophically, we can reason that we are inseparable from source, but until we have direct lived experience of this union, we work with the two as distinct. Creative source and self expression are wedded together. Self expression is how you show up in the present moment, witnessed by yourself and others in a way that is unique to your design. When we align ourselves with Source, we create the necessary congruence for creative expression to flow as a direct expression of you as Source. We don't start off this way. The mystical journey aims to increase this congruence over time. The goal is to strengthen communication between your individual design and Source, creating a direct line of inspiration and connection. When this occurs, your inspiration and creativity flow directly from Source, expressed through you and as you. You enter an ebb and flow between you as the creator, the act of creating, and the creation itself. As Source flows through your individuality, self expression expands beyond the individual self. Self expression becomes threefold: the individual self, the relational self in connection to others, and the self as environment or world. We move beyond meeting Source only from our individuality and allow our perception of self to expand into vaster space. This expansion capacitates awareness on collective and world levels. This trifold way of being is our potential when opening up to the boundless nature of self. The mystic intentionally explores shifting perspective from the individual self as I to self as we and self as all. These three primary views represent the territory from which consciousness operates. It's easy to witness our sense of self as the I of I am. It becomes more difficult to feel that same sense of self when experiencing shared identity as we or universal identity as all. The trifold nature of self as individual, others, and world is the territory we intentionally explore. The degree to which we express ourself depends on how much territory of our trifold being we have discovered through exploration. If we don't fully open the bounds of individuality and increase our capacity of awareness beyond it, we have limited self expression. Complete self expression is the expression of the trifold nature of self beyond individuality. How you show up is creatively expressed in connection to yourself, others, and world simultaneously. Congruence occurs when you are, as you are right now, meets Source. Among many things, this ignites the spark of creativity. Source and sense of self merge, and self is Source. This creates the spiritual fire, the internal furnace or hearth that brings in soul food for nourishment and burns up toxins. You become the true source of creative expression when congruence exists between you, as you are now, and Source, allowing creativity to flow through. Let me share an analogy. Individuality is like a sprout planted in the earth. Sunlight, Source, supports its growth until eventually it grows leaves and its flower bud blooms. opening fully to the sun. The sprout always had the potential to become a flower, but didn't know itself this way yet. Similarly, our identity as an individual doesn't recognize our potential to be the flower of our being. When Source, our version of sunlight, is felt, we open up and bloom into our full expression. Now, I want to guide you through a practice that builds the relationship between you and Source, similar to the sprout turning into its potential as the flower being nourished by the sun. This exercise is called I am breathing. That creates more congruence between you and Source. So let's do this together. First, bring your awareness to the space above your head. As you inhale, imagine light entering through the crown of your head, flowing down into your heart center. As you breathe in, say internally to yourself, I. Now as you exhale, feel that light expanding from your heart outward in all directions, radiating out into the space around. As you breathe out, say to yourself, am. Now breathe normally for a moment. Notice how the light representing Source flows through your individuality. Notice what you feel when you, as you are right now, meeting with Source. Let's repeat the cycle together. Inhale light from above into your crown, into your heart, and say I. Exhale, expanding that light in all directions, and say am. Feel yourself becoming brighter and more radiant with each breath. Continue this at your own pace for a few more cycles. I am, I am. Feel yourself becoming more luminous, more expansive. And just sit with that feeling for a moment. This is the practice of consciously building the relationship between you and Source. The more you breathe this way with awareness, the more you strengthen that direct line of communication and congruence. In deeper discussions, there are opportunities to explore more exercises focused on going beyond individuality and exploring the shared experience of self in spiritual relationship to others and the environment. These exercises help to increase your creative expression. As a reminder, creative expression means making contact with yourself as the source of creativity and increasing your capacity to receive inspiration. You become aware of yourself as the creator and author of your life and how you want to show up in the world. This gives you autonomy and the ability to insource as opposed to outsource. You go inward to receive inspiration that is most relevant to your life, coming straight from the well within. Turning inward to yourself is turning to your inner compass. The inspiration coming through you is more accurate than any teacher, doctrine, or religion. You are nearer to understanding your connection to Source than any external authority. An ethical teacher yields to the wisdom of the teacher already within you and points you to your own inner compass. If a teacher doesn't point you inward, they prevent you from showing up fully as Source expressed through your unique design. Without this, you become a templated version, lacking the unique qualities and gifts that would have come from following your own compass. When you take hold of your inner compass and lead yourself, the path reveals itself. Pay attention to what lights you up and gives you that special feeling of being truly alive and purposeful. These feelings illuminate your way and point you toward yourself as source of creative expression. This is how you know you're going in the right direction. When you access this inner guide, you can show up with originality. What you create and how you create is original. This is the original lineage, the lineage you can learn from before any other lineage. It is the lineage inherent in you that comes before all lineages, which from it they are sourced from. It is not reliant on earthly or historical lineages, word of mouth, doctrine, scripture, a church or temple, or even your closest teacher's instructions. You are as the source of your direct experience and unique self expression is what it all points to. Outsourcing for truth should primarily focus on how to see this, not telling you what to see or what you should see. In this approach, you're being continuously pointed to the original lineage that goes beyond myself and this form of teaching. So, before we close, I invite you to begin exploring your trifold nature. Notice yourself as I. Then expand to feel yourself as we in relationship. Then expand further to sense yourself as all. Notice how source flows through your individuality. Notice when you feel that congruence. When you, as you are right now, meet source. Pay attention to what makes you feel like the creator and author of your life. Follow what lights you up. This is your inner compass, showing you the way to your most original, authentic expression. In deeper discussions, there are more chances to explore these concepts and dive deeper into the exercises that support this expansion of self. Until then, I encourage you to follow your inner compass.